All right. Good evening, everyone. White Light Elements welcomes you to the launch of Healing Trinkets. It's a conceptualized jewelry collection brought to you by White Light Elements that is based on the concept of healing through self love. And for people to see it later, let me just introduce everyone here with us. We have Ms. Kainaz Postwala, Ms. Poonam Arora, founders to White Light Elements. And we have with us Ayesha Mishra. Ayesha has worked over a decade with Hayat. Now, as an entrepreneur, she has her own company, The Whiteboard, that is into social media marketing and strategic communication. Today, Ayesha is a renowned PR professional and handles public relations of various esteemed clients. Welcome, Ayesha, and thanks so much for joining us.
Thank you so much for inviting me on this big day, huh?
We are grateful. We also have with us Ms. Yogita Ahuja. Yogita is the founder director of Story Circle edusarthi that assists women in becoming educational leaders. She's also been a TEDx speaker twice. Thanks so much, Yogita, for joining in. We are so
Thank,
glad that you're here.
thank you, and all the very best for your launch.
Thank you so much. So I would now request Kainaz ma'am to please take this forward and unveil the jewelry collection.
Thanks, Poorvi. Thank you, everyone, for joining us. Not taking too much time, I'll just like to introduce White Light Elements is an organization that works to enhance peace and happiness through a unique range of products based on spiritual concepts. Now, these concepts are emerging from universal laws of happiness that are based on simple practices like gratitude, forgiveness, slowing down, accepting, mindfulness. One such practice that is sure to make you happy is loving yourself. Now, self love here means accepting yourself the way you are, being judgment free about yourself and being absolutely bias free. It's like affirming every time that, yes, I am amazing. And in those regards, we've created a collection, a jewelry collection to complement self love. And we're introducing it for the first time, a unique range of jewelry called the Healing Trinkets. We're pleased to unveil the collection before you. Parth, can you please run the PPT? Nothing is more encouraging than encouraging yourself. And that's exactly what we are doing right now. And we're talking about self love. Purvi, why don't you share your experience of how did you come up with these designs and what we did? Could you just give a little gist on that?
Yes, so basically we were brainstorming with the entire team, and surprisingly, there was only one word picked up from the entire thing, that was healing. So I thought that, okay, there is a certain void within everyone. That means, and White Light Elements being a women oriented team, we like have more women, of course. In the team, and we realized that how every time there's always a moment of self-doubt within us, and how the easiest thing is to doubt ourselves and not love ourselves less. So that is how the entire story of designing this collection began. And then while I was reading about a lot of things that are, you know, connected or perceived as healing, I came up with this very interesting concept of Navajo sand paintings that was done in Native Americas. So I just thought I'll give it a try. I read about it, and seeing the vibrant colors, the silhouettes, I was like, this is it. This is going to be my design inspiration. Let me start my design process of sketching silhouettes that would work. And yes, here it is. And I hope this becomes a medium for every woman who adores it to love yourself each day a little more. And I'm also very grateful that I've had this opportunity, because this entire process has been a journey to, heal a certain void within my own self. And I'm so grateful that this entire team is so supportive. Thanks to Kainaz ma'am, Poonam ma'am for being around always as the pillars of support. And while I was just losing everything in my head while this technical glitch was going on, they were like, this is what the entire collection is about. This is what, like, the actual practicality of doing this and applying this concept. So here it is, and I hope you all like it. And I'm looking forward to seeing your responses.
So, I think one thing that we all realize that there are so many times we buy a lot of jewelry, and both, when we're buying it, we're so confident. Sometimes we just love it and we purchase it. But there are times
Right.
when they are just lying in our drawers, or when you're wearing it, you're not confident to carry it. कि लोग क्या कहेंगे? There is a moment of doubt कि ये अच्छा लग रहा है. No, let it be. And you just go as a plain Jane, or you want to play safe. Why play safe? That's the moment where you are actually doubting yourself. There is a moment of doubt where you're not going to be able to, where you will not be able to carry yourself, or you're scared of the judgments or what people will think. So that's when we realize that even a piece of jewelry can actually become a reason for you to to actually remind you to absorb and love yourself the way you are, to embrace every part of you and not doubt yourself. So that's how we said embrace every part of you, fill in the void, and that void can be filled through self love. So
Absolutely.
that's how this
Beautiful.
whole storyline has come, this whole collection has come. And I hope that every woman finds it interesting and they adorn it and they remember that this is just not a piece, but a friend who reminds you to embrace yourself.
Very nice. And aren't you wearing one of your designs?
Yes, we are.
Lovely. And I can see Poonam also. She's wearing something here. Beautiful concept, guys. Beautiful. Loved it.
Thanks, Aisha. Thanks. Yogita, you're saying something.
No, no,
Thank you so much.
are you well? The one that immediately caught my attention was the one which mentioned fringes, little known, little unknown, self buff, So I felt Kainaz is wearing that. So it's just checking. Very, very beautiful, very vibrant collection.
Thanks so much.
Congratulations to all
So,
three of you.
thank you, thank you. So, very precisely, if you've seen, every piece of jewelry has a detailing. It touches certain elements of, so the crown has a different element, the triangle has a different element. And I think every woman has those elements. It's just that the ratio is different. And we're not embracing that. There's some things we just like about ourselves, and there's some things that we don't like about ourselves.
Yeah.
So here we're talking of embracing it completely, judgment free, without any biasness, and just accept good, bad, ugly. It is you. So if in case your child has certain good, bad, ugly, stuff, you just still love him or her. You just adore her and him, and you encourage that. Similarly, why is that child within you not encouraged? Why is it that I'm not enough, or I'm not looking good, or I'm fat, I'm thin? I mean, why such doubts? So that's how we are wanting to tell people, especially women, that they don't need anybody's. You can just be who you are in your own skin, be comfortable of who you are, and just embrace yourself. I think that's very, very important. So Yogita, I'll come to you very quickly. You've just recently launched a short story which was published very recently, and we would like to know more about it because I know it talks about embracing self. So why don't you narrate that?
No, it's a short story, and I'm not going to give the title. I'm going to give the title at the end. So the story goes like, as her name was announced, she rose from her seat and walked up to the stage to receive her award from the head of Women National Commission for her contribution towards building women's self-esteem. And as she walked, everyone noticed a small box that she was carrying along. While she was being felicitated on the stage, the anchor added, to the most compassionate, elegant, graceful, and very beautiful Miss Madhvi. Madhvi smiled and acknowledged the appreciation coming her way very graciously. Teary eyed, she opened the box and took out packs of unused fairness creams gifted to her over the years by very, very well meaning relatives and family members. So she took out a few and said, my childhood friends, finally, finally, it's time to say goodbye to you because today I truly feel naturally dark and beautiful. So that's the story which I've titled as Naturally Dark and Beautiful.
It's
Very
it just
nice,
gave me
Yogita.
goosebumps.
Very nice.
I somewhere feel that, I just, like I said, when I read this the first time, it gave me goosebumps. Now that I'm listening again, I just got a little goosebumps. It's something that, I just wanted to ask you that what should be done, if someone wants to inculcate self love, and where and how should they start? Because this story, uh, yeah, it reflects a lot of deep experience that you've had. So why don't you share in this forum of what you feel about it?
Yeah, it's very strange to talk about this because I've never voiced it. The only thing that I could do over the first set of courage that I put together was to write it down and use. It's inspired from my life, but I could not use my name, of course. I don't know. So still on the way to accepting yourself completely. However, it's the very first time I actually narrated it. I've been wanting to do that for a long time. So, Kainaz, thank you for, and Ayesha, I think the world comes together to mm, make things happen when they are supposed to happen. So, so
True.
the moment you talked about self love, healing, and embracing yourself, that's the only thing that came to my mind immediately. And me being a storyteller, it's always stories that keep stay with me. And so now, just talking about the question that how did I inculcate this self love? How did I get around to embrace myself? It's been a very very difficult journey, and I don't know I'm 100% there, but yes, I am on that path. Earlier when all my life as a child and in growing up years, I kept hearing that uh, the whole family is of a different color, but why is she like that? Or they would say, okay, look at her hands and look at her legs, they're also fair, but why is her face like that? Oh my god, they would tell my mother, who are you? You've got a daughter who's who doesn't match all of your skin tone and things like that. And then sometimes they would say, okay, look at her eyes, they're so beautiful. Only if God had blessed her with a good color skin, color, skin color. And so over the years, I grew up with the thought that I am not enough, I am not worth it. I even went ahead and asked my, I'm very very close to my chachu, who loves me like his own daughter. And he generally, I've seen him around good looking children, So one day I actually gathered the courage after I was married then, that tell me something, how did you manage to love me so much? I'm not good looking, I wasn't good looking, at least I felt that way. So out of all the children, you gave me so much more love. And he just did not have any answer, he kept quiet, and he just hugged me. But I realized, in order to move from that doubting yourself every day to the place where I am today. Earlier it was very difficult for me to receive a compliment. When somebody would say that, Yogita, you're looking beautiful, I would always think that they're mocking at me. Somebody would tell me that, Yogita, look at you look radiant. And I would just do something like this. I wouldn't want to show my face. Today, I smile, I thank them, and I repeat to myself that I am just fine. Okay. Because one particular day, I started looking at myself in the mirror and I started spotlighting on, on my strength areas. For example, I looked at my eyes and I was like, okay, I have good eyes. It's okay, I may not have the color that everybody else has, but I do have good eyes, and my eyes speak. And then I smiled. When I said that to myself, I smiled. And when I smiled, I realized, okay, my smile is also not that bad. Okay, so these are two of my strength areas. So why don't I just focus on them more than anything else? And over the years, I also learned that, when you choose to focus on something, it starts to become bigger. So now when I stand with my friends, when I stand with my family, I have my relatives who are all, a lot of them are very, very fair. I don't care at all. I know I'm tall, I have good eyes, I have a good smile, and I have accepted it. And okay, color, it's okay. I will wear colors that will complement me. I will have a hairstyle that will complement me. And whether you like me or not, I like myself. Whether you accept me or not, I have accepted myself. So today, if somebody tells me that go and get that treatment done, maybe your tan will go down, I tell them that you go and get that treatment done. I don't need it. So that the confidence has come from the fact that there are strengths within each one of us. So I am only going to focus on my strengths. There are bad days though, when you really feel disappointed. I'm not saying so. I am still, that's why I say I'm still in that healing process. And when somebody kind of comes and tells you that, you don't look like you're from this family, then you do sometimes get those tears as well, because you don't know what to tell them. But then you again hold your head high and say that, okay, whoever I am, and I matter.
How wonderful, Yogita. That is very validly said that you don't need anybody's validation. You just need to spotlight what are your strengths and focus on that. And the day, so it's just switching your mind from a complaining mode to a grateful mode,
Absolutely.
focusing on what you have rather than what you don't, and embrace yourself. I think that's a beautiful secret that you just shared with everybody. Thanks so much. It takes courage to share something like this, what you've gone through on a forum like this, and you're vocalizing something. I hope when you
I don't
vocalize,
know. I don't know how did I manage to do that, because I've never done that.
but I'm glad you did it. I'm really, really glad you did that, because at some point you need to vocalize, because that vocalization also helps in filling the void. So, welcome to the club of self acceptance.
Thank you. Thank you for
So I
letting me do this. Yeah.
I'm glad. I'm glad. Aisha, on the other hand, you've been playing various roles. You've been, challenging professional, career, and you've been a mom recently. There are various hats you play. The very hats that you are putting on. On the other hand, if you go to see, you just started your new venture. It's not easy. It's not easy. What is your ingredient for self love, and how is it impacting you professionally and personally? Just share a little about that.
Yeah, I will. First of all, congratulations again to all of you for the amazing element added to your firm. And thank you for a lovely introduction, Poorvi. Okay. So, like Yogita correctly said, that it's not easy. And I would also, agree with that. It is not easy. But I think what is extremely important is to accept the way you are, accept yourself fully, and appreciate each day. Look at yourself and appreciate yourself each day in whatever you do. I'll just share a very small instance here. I remember when I was working in Hyatt and previously in all the companies for like 18 years, that typical corporate job, 8 to 9. Those years, I only did what my work demanded me to do. Everything else was sidelined, okay? Nothing was important but only work. I was just focused like a horse. And I had so many questions for myself, which I kept parking in the parking lot. And I was like, hold on, I'll get back to you. And that get back to you was when I left job last year. And now these questions, they just hit me like, ping pong balls. I'm literally drowned in them. And then I realized, I said, all this compassion, the positive energy, care, and self love, I've missed all these important things, giving it to myself. I've given enough energy to people around me, but not to myself. And trust me, Kenas, I have judged myself a lot. There were times I was low on confidence because, at times people around when you're working, there are your colleagues, your seniors. At times they also demotivate you, and you as a person also feel that, okay, I think I'm not good in what I'm doing. I'm not good in that. But then ask yourself again. I said, why? I mean, you have sustained in an industry for 18 years. How come you're not good? Let people say what they want to say. So the day I accepted everything, people around me, and most importantly, myself, trust me, it has acted like a fuel for me. It's totally like I'm now very happy. I give time to myself. I do everything. I am with my child. I'm very happy. Though I'm not, I'm independent also, not with a very heavy chunk, but I'm happy in whatever I'm doing. So I'm like, Jo hai, yahi hai. I mean, whether it is plus size, I am happy. I'm gonna be like this only forever, I think. So yeah.
Wonderful, wonderful. It's very important. I'm glad you all came, you all shared your experience. People should know that each one of us are going through something or the other. Like for me, people called me Bugs Bunny, and I feel my smile is the best.
Of course.
So it doesn't really matter. It's just like I said, it's just being comfortable on who you are and just loving yourself, and and feel like a queen.
And keep reminding of the song Dancing Queen. That is such a boost, Dance. Whenever I listen to that song by ABBA, I'm like, yes, I am the dancing queen. So yeah.
Nice, nice. Purvi, over to you. I think.
Yes, it was lovely interacting and it was so inspiring listening to both of you. Thanks so much for joining in. And I'm sure the audience, once we put it live, next time it's going to, you know, impact them as well. So I would like to thank you, Aisha and Yogita. Thanks so much for joining in and making it like happier for us. Thanks so much.
Thank you so
And for
much.
the audience to know, I would like to tell them that the collection is available online exclusively at our website www.whitelightelements.in. And this entire session will also be posted very soon there for everyone to join in. And everyone can, yes, avail the special launch prize for the first 7 days, which is till 31st August 2022. And we, the entire team of White Light Elements, honestly looking forward for your support, your encouragement, and so much love. And we wish you so much love and happiness to everyone here. Thanks for joining in.
Thank you.
Thank
God
you
bless
so much.
you.
Thank you.
We are certainly buying.
Thank you, Kenas, Poonam,
Thank you,
Poorvi,
Kainaz,
and
Poonam.
Yogita, you too.
Thank you, Ayesha.
Thank you. I think it was Thank you so much for joining. Thank you so much.
Pleasure.
Thank you.
Bye.